if you just keep showing up. Day after day after day. When me becomes we. When they understand it's not all the words. It's not telling them all the answers to every question. It's being there and being different and letting them hear your story and then learning theirs. Lead from the heart, not the head. Lead from the heart, not the head. Everybody relates to the heart. Most of the people, the factual things, they're okay, they're information, but they're not going to touch them. They're not going to move them in the direction as a coach that you want to move. Boredom occurs when you fail to make the other person interesting. Isn't that interesting? How many times you spend with people who go, that's the most boring person I ever spent time around? Well, maybe it's because you never ask questions. Maybe they're bored because they're yawning. They seem bored, but it's because you're boring them. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so boredom occurs when you fail to make the other person interesting. We need to become people experts, you guys. Okay? Spend time with people, ask them questions, find out about their life. Their life is interesting. But it isn't until you decide to listen to the story. We want to barrage people with information about our life. And we just think my Beachbody story is, oh, well, it's this, it's that, it's this. And these people are sitting there and you're just like, you've talked them in, they're back out, they're back in again, and they're out again. But you just talk to them and talk to them and talk to them. Say a few things and listen. And listen what they have to say and hear what they're saying. Because they're saying to you what you want to hear. And that is, I have needs. There's things I want in my life. You know, there's things that I want, and this business I'm sure can get them, but I don't even know what it's about. So they're asking you through their responses to your questions. So quit feeling like you have to do nothing but give information in your stories. We must connect, point 7. Point 8, putting facts into an emotional context. Okay, putting facts into an emotional context. I missed point 6. I love this one. Listen to their story before you tell them yours. So when you meet, you sit down and show the business to someone, tell me your story, man. I'd love to know what got you to where you are in your life right now. I want to take a few minutes. Just tell me about your life. Wow. Nobody's asked me that. Nobody's been in enough or cared enough to even ask me that. And right away, you get to listen to what's going on. And then I guarantee you what we have in the business and what we have available in this business will be answers for every single one of their questions. It'll be the thing they're looking for. I promise you, 100% it'll be the thing they're looking for. But you don't know it, and they don't know you know it until you let them tell you it. Does that make sense? So learn to tell your story, you guys. Learn to, if you're going to drive a point home, tell a story to drive it home. I was in Springfield, Illinois, and I was thinking about the word. I just read a book. It was a phenomenal book. It was about words. Like one chapter was on passion, one chapter was on nagase, these different words. And this guy took words and broke them down what the Greek means and what the original meaning was. It was an amazing book. But I thought about the word commitment. And I was in Springfield, Illinois, and I went for a run before I was speaking that night. I took a run in the afternoon. And from the distance, I saw these 2 wheelchairs coming towards me. And both these people were extremely bent up, and I don't know exactly what was wrong with them, but they looked like cerebral palsy or something. It was a man and a woman, and they were just bent up and crippled terribly. And he was a little bit ahead of her, and he's kind of coming towards the road, towards the stop or the intercross, and she's coming. And he gets to the end, he waits for her, and I'm watching this. I stopped running, and I'm watching this, and I'm thinking of the word commitment, and empathy, and relationships, and all the things I like to talk about. And I'm watching this woman, and he stops and waits. And then she wheels chairs up next to him, right? Because they're both in wheelchairs. They're both totally crippled and over. And then I see him take this withered, crippled hand and reach over under her wheelchair like this. And then they both went across the street together. And he just held on to it. It was the hardest thing for him. And I'm sitting there like crying, watching this going, commitment, passion, relationships. And I'm thinking in this hand, it took him forever to get it up. And she waited. And he put it on her chair, like he could do anything to protect her. Like if a car was, he couldn't do anything, but it was okay. He needed to do that to let her know. And he put it there and he just held it, and they went across the street together. And then he got it back in his chair, and they went on. I said, "Thank you, God, for that experience." Because those life lessons so you take words, Words, nothing but the stories make the words. And that's what our lives are made up of. So when someone asks you, why are you in Beachbody? Tell them your story. Your real story. And you know what? When you do, they're going to want to be in business with you. They want to be honest with you. They want to be in a relationship with you. And that's what we have to offer. And that's what you have to offer every single day. Let's look at 10 points of leadership.